Hi guys, my name is Jason. I'm a peritoneal dialysis patient, and I want to show you today what it's like for someone on PD to disconnect from the machine after the therapy is done. So a lot of steps, hard to remember, but don't get intimidated by it. Over time it kind of becomes second nature. I'm going to try and narrate everything I do to you guys, but since it's become second nature now, I may miss some stuff, so pay attention. This is my machine. It's showing that my therapy's over. So I'm going to show you the steps that I do when I disconnect. It's a little different than DaVita taught me, but over the months of being on dialysis, I kind of picked up my own patterns while keeping it safe and sterile and all that good stuff. So as you tell you to turn your air conditioner off, and if you're like me, you're strapped to this little cable and you don't have very much distance to make it to the thermostat. So instead, we've put a little device so that we can close the vents. It's not perfect, but it's safer than trying to go up the stairs with this tube. So we close each of them. Okay, and then we get the mask. We put on a mask and we have to wash our hands for 2 minutes with antibacterial soap. You put on the mask so you don't spread your germs on your clean hands after you're done. Okay, so got my mask on and off to the bathroom to wash my hands. I only have the 14 or 12 feet, whatever this is, to make it there. So while I'm walking, I always hold the cable in case it snags on something. You don't want it to pull your catheter. So hang on to it. So I need to wash my hands. I don't know how your hands are, but mine get real oily. So usually I have to do an initial rinse because I won't get any lather. And so turn the hot water on, and I found this on Amazon. It's an automatic soap dispenser, or really anything dispenser. It's like 20 bucks. It's worth it. And you want to wash your hands for a minimum of 2 minutes. See, I don't get any lather whenever I first wash my hands. So we wash for a couple minutes. Time to rinse. Just be sure you get the soap. Try not to touch the edges of the sink. Our sink's kind of small, so that's a little bit of a challenge sometimes. And when you turn the water off, don't use the face of your hand, use the back of it. And we go to dry. Another little gadget we picked up off Amazon is an automatic paper towel dispenser. It was well worth the purchase. We had it hanging here on the wall. You want that, or something similar anyways, not necessarily automatic, but you want something to cover your paper towels that you use to dry your hands. You don't want dust to settle on them, because dust is germs. So this kind of does 2 in 1. It protects paper towels and it makes it so I just have to wave my hand. And then we bought the trash can with a pop top, so you don't have to use your hands to open it. So disinfect, do that a lot. Anytime you touch something, go ahead and disinfect. It only takes a second. Hands are nice and dry. So we already closed the clamp here on the patient line. We go ahead and hit go on the machine, and it tells you to close all the clamps. So we close the bag number 2 clamp. And the bag number 1 clamp. You might have 3 bags, you might have 1 bag, but same thing. So now we're going to expose my transfer set. It's optional to wrap your transfer set when you sleep. I like to do so because it makes me feel more secure. I think that's all it is a security blanket. But I do. So you twist it. And that's closed. You're closed here and you're closed here. Really, when you close here, you're kind of protected from anything that may happen back towards the machine. but you close your transfer set because we're about to remove this piece. So first thing we have to do is we have to soak. It's suggested a 2-minute soak. So you get one of your big gauzes. I like to separate them as I open it so that I can hold the very tip of the corner and then pull it all apart. Okay. Then you take your Alcavis 50 and spread a generous amount throughout the gauze. Not too much because you'll soak it a little too wet, and then it is bleach, so it'll get everywhere. I think I've bleached all my sheets, all my underwear, all my shirts, all my shorts. So you'll learn. So you wrap it in the gauze, and then wrap the paper around it to kind of hold it tight so that that bleach can just kind of move around within the gauze and attach to everything. Roll it and twist it at both ends, and we just kind of let it sit for a couple minutes. Okay, we've let this soak for a couple minutes, so now we want to do the cleaning and disconnect. Before we do so, we need to make sure we have all our supplies out and ready. So the only thing I'm missing really is a mini cap, and I don't typically open this until I'm closer to the time of using it, so I'll keep it aside here. So we go ahead and unwrap our transfer set. And it's just kind of awkward making sure I can show the camera. I usually face this more. But we want to pay particular attention to where we're disconnecting when we're cleaning. You want to clean the entire transfer set, but you want to put good focus on the area where the two connect together. Also clean the blue clamp, or the blue part. That's what you hold on to at all times when you're connecting and disconnecting. And just clean the whole thing. Okay, so that's clean. So now I will open my mini cap bag. I've got bleach all over my fingers. Bleach pretty much kills everything, so my hands are still clean. So open this. Make sure the flexible side is going to be downward, because the cap will, if it's on the other side, it'll roll right out of the bag. So open it up. Go ahead and check it to make sure that it has betadine in it. Place it back to where it's facing you in a direction that will be easy to grab. Okay, so bleach on my fingers. It's kind of slippery, so I use the other piece of gauze to get some of that off. You don't want to slip while you're doing this. Okay, so now we're going to try and do one smooth motion. We're going to disconnect, drop the tube, grab our transfer set, or our mini cap, and put it on the transfer set. The longer this is open and exposed, the higher your risk of any contamination is. So don't try too hard to go too fast, but don't beat around the bush either. So we twist, turn towards me with my right hand while we're holding the light blue, and we grab the end of this and we twist away from me at the same time. Okay, we drop it, grab the mini cap, and put it on and twist. Okay, sometimes the mini cap gets betadine on it from being in the bag or the little pouch. So I take my bleach one and wipe it off, and always follow with a dry one to dry everything off, because like I said, this stuff will bleach your clothes and everything. Okay, we're done. Go ahead and pick this up. And what I like to do, I'm kind of inattentive about how I put this away, but I take my wet gauze, wrap it over it, and then I take my dry one and wrap it over it, and I take the paper and wrap it over it. And this is just because there's still a little fluid left above the clamp, and it is a sugary water
You don't want that all over the place. You'll get ants or whatever. I haven't had any problems with it. But wrap this up and then put the aluminum foil over the top and twist it like a lollipop. And then we put it back in our cradle here. And next we need to go ahead and fill this cradle. What that means is all the connections that went to the bags and the drain all need to come back here. So this bag for me is always very empty. As you can see, it pretty much was deflated. There's nothing in it. The way the machine works is it always keeps the bag on top filled and warm, and that's where your heater is. So after it's finished, it always fills you from the main bag, and then when you're in your dwell cycle, it refills itself from your other bags. So we put that on, and we do the same for the main bag. Notice there's quite a bit left in this one. So what I do is, depending on how much you have left, this is probably half a bag. You can clip with scissors the end of this and it'll drain quickly, or you can leave this on and it'll drain kind of slowly. I usually take advantage of the length of that little neck to stick it down in the sink so that all the sugary water won't get all over my sink. So I'll be right back. I'm just going to put this in the sink real quick. Okay, so I also grabbed my drain line extension while I'm in there. It's the last thing to go back on the little blue cassette. I just make sure I've untangled it, make sure I've clamped it. This one tends to leak a little bit. And we place it on here. Now at this point when you hit go, it's going to tell you to turn it off, but you still need your readings off of it. So you grab your clipboard and you hit the down arrow. It shows you your initial drain volume. Mine was 83. I also want our UF. Mine was 1153. That's milliliters, which is basically that's 1.1 liters. And if you want to do math on weight, you do lose weight doing dialysis, kind of. Basically it's fluid removed. So I had 1153 removed. Well, 1 liter is 2.2 pounds. So I expect my weight at the end to be 2.2 pounds less than I started last night, and also less the amount that I urinated overnight. I do still produce urine. So usually I lose about 5 pounds overnight. So we go ahead, we got the readings, we can turn it off. So we hit go. This says turn me off. I always turn it off and I always remove it from the wall. No reason other than it's probably an OCD thing. No, really, I want to protect the machine. You know, if a storm comes through while I'm not home, I don't want it plugged in and to get hit by electricity. So I turn it off. And so I unplug it. And I don't know if you're going to buy a cart, but this cart is a lifesaver. I would suggest it. Get a nice big sturdy one with wheels. You can, at any point during your therapy, unplug the machine, walk to another room with your cart, and plug it in maybe in your living room where your TV is. So it helps make you a little bit portable. For me, I'm here 10 hours. Being able to be portable if I need to be is very important. Alright, so we're pretty much done. I usually end by looking at my inventory, see what I need to restock, and then I restock. You know, I still have to take my vitals. I have to take my temperature, my weight, and my blood pressure. But I do that, record it on the clipboard, and I'm free for the day. So thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. If you have questions, always ask. You can leave me a message here on YouTube. Have a good day.